This is John Occhi and the Excellence in Real Estate team at Keller Williams Realty. I want to thank you for joining me for the fourth of a five-part video series based on my written report that I make available to all of my first-time buyers. That's called How to Buy Your First Home the Easy Way. This special report covers 10 of the most common, painful, frustrating mistakes that first-time buyers often find themselves in. We've already covered such topics in the first three segments as home inspections and how to imagine a home vacant instead of cluttered. We talked about how to determine if your lifestyle can afford the mortgage payment that you're looking at, and how to, the importance of figuring out that you're not mortgaging your entire future life, but you're just buying a house that you're going to turn into a home, and you need to have some money left over in order to do that. We talked about making sure that you have the opportunity to view several homes and not just the ones that the realtor wants to show you, or not just the first one that you see that you're going to fall in love with and buy it, because there's a lot of homes out there on the market today. We talked about the team that your realtor represents with his title and his lenders and his escrow and so on. So there's a lot of flexibility there, and make sure that you utilize this team. You get to know who they are. And also to be a Columbo, make sure that you ask questions, no matter how, the only dumb question is an unasked question. So ask your questions, make sure you understand, be inquisitive, put your nose in every little nook and cranny of that property, be detail oriented. So with that, we're going to talk about a final walkthrough in this video segment. And a final walkthrough is something that typically takes place within 5 days of the closing of escrow. It's always best if you can view the property after the seller has moved out and the home is vacant. When you're doing a walkthrough, it's not necessarily the time to renegotiate, and if you start, then deals can really get blown out of proportion. But what you're looking to do is, one, you want to make sure that the property is left the way that it's described. For example, when you purchase it. For example, if, let's say, you bought a home and it had 4 ceiling fans when you were there, and maybe one of them was a real nice ceiling fan with palm frames on it, and it looked really tropical, and you come back and there's a $99 Kmart special hanging there, or maybe no fan at all. Well, that's certainly grounds for discussion, because that's not the way it's supposed to be. The fan that was on display was attached to the home. That's the way it was displayed, presented. That's what you bought. It's time for them to get that back. Another things that you want to look for is maintenance issues that might have gotten overlooked when the home was inspected by yourself and by professional inspectors. Something that I've seen recently is there was a couch that was pushed up against a window in the living room. Well, that window had leaked, and there was water damage all down the wall behind the couch. Well, nobody ever looked there. Nobody could tell that there was any damage to the window because it was below the window, and nobody ever saw that. But once the furniture was moved, there was this big problem. Or once furniture is moved, maybe there's something on the carpet. Oh, well, that's where we spilled the bottle of India ink. So these are issues that need to be addressed. If they were not disclosed beforehand, then there are certainly some repercussions that can take place. So it's very important that you do a thorough walkthrough before you take possession, and it is always best to do the walkthrough with the home when the home is vacant. Okay? The next thing I want you to do is I want you to plan for flexibility. Okay, what do I mean by this? No, we're not doing gymnastics, but it might be simpler to do gymnastics sometimes. Just because we have a 30-day escrow, and let's say the escrow is supposed to close on the 3rd of the month, and no, let's go back. Let's say it's supposed to close on the 28th of the month, and so you've given your notice, you're paying rent, and you've told your landlord, well, I'll be out by the 30th. 28th, and for whatever reason the loan doesn't close. Normally it's a reason that has to do with the buyer, not the seller. Well, not always, but the buyer's loan isn't funded. It's somebody forgot to order insurance, or any number of reasons. The appraisal, the lender's dragging their feet. For whatever reason, the loan hasn't funded by the close of escrow date, the projected close of escrow date. And again, that's a projected date. So there's going to be some flexibility. You're going to need to make some decisions. You need to have a plan B and a plan C. You're going to be able to you're going to need to be able to deal with different issues as they're thrown at you, because I don't think there's an escrow out there that is as simple as sign on the line, here's all of my documents, The lender puts the money in, 30 days, we twiddle our thumbs, and at the end of those 30 days, we get our keys, and we go off and live happily ever after in our new home. There's always issues, and that's the importance of working with a good professional realtor and a professional team with that realtor. Is the realtor is going to be your point person, your spearhead, because they've seen these issues, or they've seen similar issues, or they know other realtors who have gone through similar circumstances, and they're going to be able to get you through the circumstances too. So you're not alone. Don't let things cloud your judgment, cloud your mind. Focus on what you need to focus on. Get the things you need to get done as quickly as possible. Turn them over to the appropriate person, typically your lender, but sometimes title may want something, or wherever it is, you get it together and deal with it in a timely fashion. So I thank you for joining me for this special report. Please come back for the 5th part, which is the final episode, and we're going to talk about if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist, and loyalty breeds loyalty. So until next time, this is John Occhi, Realtor with the Excellence in Real Estate team, wishing you and yours a great day, hoping that every day is a great day. So thanks again for watching, and God bless.